Hello Kitsunies, it's me Desk, and today this video is going to be an explaining video. Now, it's not like, I'm not going to be like spilling tea or anything. No. This is just going to be a simple explaining video for a thing that I will be doing in the future, which is actually a role play that I will be doing in the future. And the thing about this role play is the fact that me and my friend, we were role playing, and I was recording all the parts of this role play, and we were going to like do this role play, and I was basically going to at the end put all of the clips together and put it into like a big like role play that's like a big role play for when you just want to relax and watch a role play, like a Roblox role play. And honestly, I'm not trying to like brag here, but I think it was a pretty like not bad role play. We had it planned out and everything, and I had a lot of the parts recorded, and but somebody decided to go through my camera roll and delete basically all of it. Well, not everything, but they basically deleted all of the videos that I had taken. And my friend suggested starting over, and I was like, we're not starting over. I don't want to start over. So we didn't start over. I decided I would make this video for you guys to show you guys every single character, their backstory, and then tell the story up until the point of where we cut off the role play, in the sense, well, cut off the role play, but cut off the role play, and then I should will record the next part for when we do the role play. I'll record it and then like edit it and post it on the channel. I don't know how many parts we're going to need to finish it, but however many it is, I will just put the parts together and post it like that. So without further ado, let's first I should explain. So basically, this is a role play about this girl who moved to a new school. She's not human. She's not outcasted for not being human. The school is full of witches and wizards and stuff like that. But she is met by these people. Some of these people are nice people. She meets a lot of potential friends. She has a fake friend along the way. And yeah, I will be, as best I can, recreating the characters' character designs and explaining their personalities so that you guys can get caught up. I'll also be telling the story of the roleplay up until this point, as I already not really suggested, but like said I would be doing. So without further ado, let's actually get into it. Okay guys, so this is Poison. Poison is the main character of the story, and a very sweet person at that. Her face does look kind of meh, but for her facial features, she is an incredibly kind person. She comes from the reindeer. She is the daughter of a winter goddess. She's not bratty or spoiled at all, though. She doesn't like to wear super fancy dresses unless she's like going to like a prom or something. I kind of made her with the idea of a soft girl in mind, but I think it worked out. Her outfits don't really vary. She tends to wear a lot of the same thing every day. Also, she loves her sets of boots that she just loves them. One of the things she loves to do is vases. If you do not know what vases are, she will sit you down and teach you about them. From what vases go with what flowers, what variation of vase to buy, for what flower. She will teach you it all. She will even teach you how to buy vases. She will take you on a vase shopping spree. Not clothes, vases. Another one of her favorite qualities that I really liked designing her with was the fact that if you get her a gift and she likes the wrapping paper, she will not open your gift until you have told her where you got the wrapping paper from, so that she can go buy the wrapping paper and use that wrapping paper to gift to someone else later. Because despite being incredibly good at vases, she's not that good at wrapping paper. So yeah. So this is her design. It's incredibly simple. Well, not super simple. I made it with the first part of the Winter Guardian set that I got, which was the horns. One of the best sudden purchases I've ever made. They're incredibly cute and diverse. But yeah, that is Poison. Moving on to our next character. So here we have a Duke. He is basically the main protagonist's love interest, even though she doesn't know it for an incredibly long time. She's like the type of person who's like, she basically denies that anybody has a crush on her, and it's like, if somebody suggests this, I'm like, no, he doesn't have a crush on me, we're just like friends and stuff, or whatever. Literally, I'd be surprised if he even actually liked me as a friend, because of the whole other incident that happened that I will tell you guys about in the when I'm describing the role play. Spoiler alert, just a little spoiler here. Poison thinks Luke is sick. Yes, sick. Anyways, he's a nice dude, he's not mean. He brings Poison a rose every Tuesday, which should be an obvious sign that he likes her, but nope. She just thinks it's thank you for teaching him, educating him on vases. This is his character design, according to me. I know this isn't his actual character design, but my friend is not here to help me with the character design, and I couldn't find the exact shirt. And I found the exact pants, but the pants wouldn't load, and I think this is the hair he uses, but I can't remember off the top of my head what face he uses. So this is Duke. He's pretty nice. He's not a bad person. He's a good person. He's pretty genuine. Goes to computer class. And he's pretty good at computer class too. But yeah, that's Duke. He's probably the least complex character out of all of these. Or maybe he's the most complex. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's This is Carmen. My representation of Carmen. Again, it's kind of the same thing, but this time it's because of the fact that I didn't have all of the items that my friend used when she designed this character. I only had a few. No shade thrown at my friend's designing. I think her designing was great. I also couldn't remember off the top of my head the outfit that she was wearing. And I couldn't find the hair combination, so I used this hair combination, and I used that face, that's the face she used, and then this was the outfit that I picked for her. But Carmen is a bully. Carmen's literally a bully, and that's all she is. She's a fake friend to Poison, basically so she can, I don't know, be mean. I'm not sure what my friend had in mind when designing this character. I just know that she's a bully and that my friend did a good job on the design. She used a hat and earmuffs that I couldn't get because lag is a thing with this Kindle Fire, and the lag would prevent me from getting presents, like when the Santa thing came, and that's how you got those items. So I basically substituted the earmuffs for the color changing headphones and the like beanie type hat that she used for the baseball cap, because I don't have the skater beanie either. But yeah, Carmen's just a bully. She's there to bully. She doesn't really have two sidekick friends. She kind of has one that's such a more off to the side character. She only appears once, so I decided not to feature her in this. But long story short, her name is Roxy, and she only comes in one part of this story. So yeah, that's Carmen. Dijon, he's actually one of the characters that I designed, and Dijon is a bad, not human being. He is faking being a reindeer so he can take over the kingdom of the deer, which is the neighboring kingdom to the reindeer, because apparently deer aren't as good as reindeer. Nobody else sees it except for him. He's trying to take over the kingdom, and by doing so, the only real way to do that is marry Poison, So she's basically Poison's ex because when she figured out what he was doing, she tried to banish him from all reality after breaking up with him. It didn't really work. So now he's back and he's trying to like make the whole entire Dear Army bow to him and him only. He's rude. He's a bad, not human being. That's pretty much it for him. He's just a bad person. Okay, so now we'll be starting the story of the role play up to this point. So, the first thing that happens is Poison gets to her new school. And she's like, oh my gosh, this is such a good school. I'm gonna love it here. I know I'm gonna love it here. And first thing she does is she's trying to find out, okay, where is the principal's office? The place where I can get my dorm assignment. And she's like, where is it? And then out of the pool room comes Carmen. And she's like, oh, hi, do you need like help with anything? And Poison's like, actually, yeah, I do need help. Where's the principal's office, actually? And Carmen's like, oh yeah, I can walk you there actually right now. And Poison's like, oh sure, okay, yeah, you can walk me there. And it's like very wholesome friendship. And like they become friends, and Poison thinks of Carmen. Okay, she's a good friend. Carmen doesn't really like Poison. Carmen's like, okay, I don't really like this girl. She's kind of annoying, honestly. So she decides to play a series of kind of mean pranks in air quotes, on Poison. And Poison's just chilling there, and she gets pranked, and she doesn't really realize it because she's kind of a really like sincere person. The one that was probably the worst was Carmen pushed Poison into the deep end of the pool. Of course, Poison did not like it at all. Nobody likes getting pushed into a pool when they were wearing regular clothes. And after this series of multiple incredibly annoying and angering pranks, Carmen's like, okay, I'm gonna write a little note to my friend Poison here. And I'm gonna be like, hey, you know, I'm the one who's been pulling all these pranks on you. I'm not gonna lie, they were kind of funny to pull. You're a very innocent person, but you're just so easy to prank. Signed, Carmen. Now, before she started getting pranked, she made friends with Duke. And she was like, and they met like, they kind of just met while they were in the cafeteria. They crossed paths and they met. And she gets this note very, very early in the morning. And she's like, oh, and she picks it up and she reads it. And it says, I have been pulling these pranks on you, and honestly they are very funny to pull. I plan on keep pulling them unless you figure out who I am. And you probably already, and this wasn't actually included in the note, but Carmen was dumb enough to sign the note when she actually went in and wrote it. So the note was signed. The thing is, she also smudged it because her penmanship is kind of bad. So she smudged it, and when she smudged it, it looked a little bit like Duke. The signature looked like Duke, which it did. It looked like Duke in a very fancy way. And, you know, Poison's like, it was Duke. Duke pushed me in the pool. I swear it was Carmen. Maybe my memory's just acting up. maybe Duke arranges Carmen to get me thrown in the pool. You know what? Whatever. I'm going to go and talk to Duke and get him not expelled, but I'm just gonna talk to him and ask him why. Like, why? Why do you not like me? I mean, I get that some people don't like other people, but why do you hate me so much that you have to literally, like, pull a series of cruel pranks on me? And while she's trying to leave to get to Duke's dorm, wherever that is, because she doesn't really know, she's confronted by Carmen, and Carmen's like, hey, did you get my note? And Poison's like, what note? I didn't get your note, I got Duke's note. And she was like, you idiot, that was me who wrote it. And she's like, no, it was Duke. Obviously it was Duke, it was literally Duke. The note was signed by Duke. And she kind of waves the note in her face and is like, it's Duke, don't lie, don't try to lie, it was Duke. And Carmen just kind of slaps her forehead and is like, it's me, you idiot. And Poison's like, oh, okay, and okay. She's like, oh, well, I was wrong. I will accept that I was wrong and move on. And everything's kind of normal for a little bit. And actually during this period of normalcy, Duke just kind of develops a small little crush on Poison, which he sadly thinks that this is normal. Like, this is a normal thing. Like, everybody develops a small crush on the new girl, and then they just kind of get over it, and it's fine. So he's like, oh, it's nothing. It's just like a phase or whatever, or something. And actually, during this, Poison's boyfriend, Dijon, shows up. And Poison's boyfriend, Dijon, is like, oh, hey, Poison, yeah, I just, got here because my parents signed me up, so we could, like, be together at the same space. Super fun, not sinister at all. And Poison's like, oh, Dijon, I can't believe you're actually here. That's really cool. And Dijon does not have nice intentions. He wants to gain access to both of the kingdoms, the reindeer kingdom and the deer kingdom. He does not like deer. Apparently deer aren't good. Apparently reindeer need to reign supreme. And apparently deer are the worst, and just they're super bad, and reindeer reign supreme. So Poison's like, I don't think that's right, Duke. Like, that's not right. It's not. It's just not right, Duke. I mean, Dijon. And it's just not right. Dijon, it's not good. Dijon doesn't listen, and Dijon tries to give Poison a possessed necklace. Yep, that's the tea. A possessed necklace as a gift. And, Poison's not having it. Poison's like, you know what? I'm gonna pull the asking mark out the gift wrapping paper from the car. And she's like, hey. And he's like, what? And she's like, where'd you get that gift wrapping paper? And he's like, I got it from the Target. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna go buy some. And he's like, okay. And then when she leaves, she's like, she's definitely gonna open it after this. She's like totally gonna open it, put it on. Because it's from her boyfriend. It's like so cute or whatever. And then she's gonna get possessed and work for me. And then we're gonna rule the world. She doesn't actually ever open that gift. She opens it. It just kind of chills in the bottom of the pool. Because Duke has his suspicions. And it gets thrown in the bottom of the pool. because he's kind of realized by now that it's not a phase. He actually likes her, and that's a thing. So he kind of needs to like help like her to like sway her vote or whatever. But like he's also in the realization, oh, she has a boyfriend. It's not gonna work. That's fine. I can still like her. I'll just wait for it to go away or whatever. And then after Poison gets back, she sees Duke scheming, and she's like, what? She drops in on one of him and his assistant's little phone calls, talking about how they're gonna just rule the world. Well, not how they're gonna rule the world, how Dijon is gonna rule the world because of the assistant helping. And Poison's like, no. N to the O to the N-O, no. No, no, no. This is definitely not happening. Not happening at all. Not happening. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna battle him. And this is not gonna be the first time she battles him. Just a little like hint. This time she battles him, she's not at her full power. It's just kind of a flash battle of, okay, I need to get you out of here. You need to go. So she battles him. This is the first time that we see her powers in action. She has ice powers. They can be incredibly powerful. She can also kind of go crazy if she tries to use them like that. So she decides, okay, I'm just gonna use them normal ice powers, ice blast. I'll get him in like a good, like, I'm guessing I'll get him in a good like position where he can't escape the clutches of the ice. Just like put him in an ice cage or something that's like not a bad ice cage. And then do the reality banning spell so he can ban from reality forever. She thinks her reality banning spell works. It doesn't fully work. She didn't have enough time for it to fully go through. She casted it before she could fully get rid of him. She did not fully get rid of him. She just temporarily banned him. He could come back if he accumulated enough power. And Dijon's actually a pretty strong entity. So he was able to accumulate enough power to come back later. But until then, Poison's like, okay, finally got rid of him. My life is gonna be better now. She just kind of goes around telling everybody, oh yeah, I kind of broke up with my boyfriend. AKA, just low-key, just super chill, just banned him from reality. It's chillin'. It's super chill. It's super chill. Just so chill. That's right. But, yeah. So she goes along, she's just living her life. She honestly just lives her life. She just lives it normally. And she lives her life, and she's chilling. But at a point, she notices Duke's really weird behavior. And as you see in her, where she lives, it's in the kingdom of the reindeer. She lives in the kingdom of the reindeer, and in the kingdom of the reindeer, having a crush is not classified as having a crush. It's actually this incredibly rare disease. Don't worry, guys, this disease doesn't actually exist. But in her culture, it's a rare disease. It's not rare. It's an incredibly contagious disease called the butterfly disease. And the symptoms are actually the exact symptoms of having a crush. Like blushing a lot when the person is around and stuff, like butterflies in your stomach. Actually, the disease is named after the butterflies that you get in your stomach when you have it. don't worry, it's not a real disease. It's not real. Disclaimer, this disease is not real. It's just part of the story in the role play. Not a real disease. But Poison's like, okay, stay away from him. I don't know where he contracted this, but no, stay away. Away, away, Poison, away. The only time she came near him was when she had a mask. She literally put a mask on to go near him. I'm not kidding. Wish I had the video evidence. RIP to my video evidence. I wish I had you, but I don't. So yeah. Poison that goes on for a while. A long while. And with the combined stress of just everything, the stress gets to be a little too much for her. And she's like, okay, it's too much. I'm gonna pack up all my stuff, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna run away to an ice house. I'm gonna make this house out of ice, and I'm gonna run away, and I'm gonna live in it. And she actually does it. She makes a house out of ice, and she lives in it for a little bit. She takes about a 2-hour journey, a good ways away from the school, and builds an ice hut, a hut made out of ice. And after this hut made out of ice is built, she lives in it for actually a suitable time. She lives in it for about 3 days, which is a good thing for a hut made out of ice in decently fair weather. Like, the weather there can be incredibly weird in Roleplay. So she's like, okay, well, my ice hut, it has to be the best ice hut, because it is just being the best ice hut. It is withstanding everything. Withstanding everything. And you know, while this is all going on there at the ice hut, Duke's getting worried. His crush left, and he doesn't want to lose her. I had fun making this plot. But yeah, Duke's like, wait, where'd Poison go? Totally not asking because I am in love with her or whatever. No, that's not a thing. It's not a thing. Okay, Darren. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing, okay? Alec, it's not a thing. Anyways. And he's like, definitely don't like her. Like, don't like her. Like, don't like her, okay? And all of his friends are like, okay, sure, we totally believe you. They totally don't. If that wasn't obvious already. But he's like, fine. If you guys won't help me, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna find her myself. And he's like big, strong, manly. He's not super manly, but he's like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna find Poison, and I'm gonna save her from whatever happened to her. And he takes the 2-hour journey all the way out to that area. And he's like, he scavenges the land. He looks around once, looks around twice. He sees an ice hut. He's like, okay, wait, what is this? What is this? What is this beautiful abomination? It's beautiful, and I love it. It's an ice hut. I love ice huts. They're just, mwah. They're just, mwah. I've never actually seen one before, so I'm very blessed to have seen one today. But what is it doing here? It doesn't belong here. It's very hot outside. This ice hut should have melted. So he knocks on the door of the ice hut. No answer. Knocks again. No answer. Opens the door. Which kind of crosses the line. He opens the door and is immediately met by a very friendly blast of ice. Second time we do get to see Poison's powers in action. This time blasting Duke back and knocking him out. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. But Poison she looks on the ground, she's like, oh, it's Duke. That's kind of a little embarrassing. My friend, I just kind of... Okay, well, I'm gonna put him on the couch. The couch also being made of ice. It's not super duper comfortable, but it'll work. It'll work. It'll work enough to where it'll just work. It'll just work. So, yeah. It'll just work. But actually, Poison's like, okay, I have to get him back here. I don't know what he's doing here. I just hope that I don't contract the butterfly disease while I'm doing this. So she's like, okay, I am going to go here. I'm gonna go back and I'm just gonna go, and I might actually go around there because this house might melt. It's made of ice. I see the problem here now. So she keeps him back, she takes him back, and she kind of just splashes some water on him, splash, splash, to get him up. Wake him up. Wake up, boy. You know, you need to be up and at 'em. It's morning time. It's actually like in the afternoon time, but it's still technically morning time. So you need to get up. So she splashes water on him. He wakes up. He's like, oh my god, wait, where am I? What am I doing here? Oh, hi, Poison. Wait, I actually had something to tell you. After they kind of just talk a little bit, and he's like, oh, I actually had something to tell you. And she's like, sorry, I gotta run. And he's like, no, please wait, don't go. And he's super stressed. So he kind of chases her around the pool, like a game of duck, duck, goose. And at one point, right by the door of the pool, he grabs her arm, which I feel like was a bad move on Duke's part because he is met with another huge blast of ice. This one knocks him back, does not knock him out though. So he's like, fine, if you don't want to know, I'll go. He's super surprised, traumatized, not really, but he's kind of just like, okay, I'm gonna go. So, Poison just lives a regular life again, kind of just regular stuff, until she gets blamed for something and goes to detention. What she was blamed for? Not very clear. Unclear about what she actually got sent there for, but we know that she did go there. And she went there and she was like, okay, I'm gonna have to make the most of my situation. My situation being a little tiny bit weird. My situation is kind of weird. Like, I don't know what the heck is going on here. My situation's kind of weird. But I'm just glad that I can make the most of it. So, she just is like, I'm gonna make the most of it. And she cleans. She cleans the dungeon while she's chilling in there. She cleans it. So she's like, okay, I'm cleaning this. This is going to be cleaned. And she cleaned it. And while she's cleaning it, there's actually this person who walks in to the scene. A new character who doesn't really matter that much, but it's fine. Her name is Roxy. And she's like, hey. She's basically like, hey, "You mad I got you in detention, right?" And she's like, "Actually, I don't really." And Poison's like, "I don't really care. I'm chilling. I'm okay." And she's like, "Oh, you're supposed to be mad at me or whatever. You're supposed to be like super angry. You're supposed to lash out at me. And you're supposed to like fight, like a fight's supposed to break out." And Poison's like, "What?" And Oxygen like, "You know what? I'll just..." And Poison's like, "Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me." And she leaves. Roxy leaves. And shortly after, Poison leaves because her detention sentence is over. And she just kind of goes back to her life. But after that, when she's in science class later that day, she finds a paper. When she's walking home, she kind of has her books just like in papers, like held tight next to her. She finds the paper, she picks it up thinking it's one of her science papers. She goes back, she does her science papers, she gets to this paper, and she starts reading this paper, and this paper says, "I don't know what Poison has been doing or why she thinks I have this very terrible disease, but I don't, and if I don't get that clear, she's gonna just ignore me for the rest of our whole entire career, and I don't want that because I like her, and it's super stressful. I need somebody, please give me some advice." And at this, Poison just breaks down. She starts crying. She, at this point, thinks she's a terrible person for basically playing with Duke's feelings. Because he doesn't know what's going on. He does not know what's going on. And he's like, and she's like, "Okay, fine. I need to calm down, and I need to find a way to make a friendship with him. A friendship with Duke. How can we make a friendship with Duke? Let's think. Let's think about ways to do that. I can spend a lot of time with him. I can spend a lot of time with him. So much time that he'll know I don't hate him. He's a good friend to me. I'll know it. And it won't be bad. And I'm so glad, and I'll be so glad if it works. I'll just be so glad. Incredibly glad. So she goes and immediately invites Duke for stargazing. And Duke's like, "Sure, I'll stargaze with you." And Poison's like, "Oh, thanks." Like it was nothing. Deep down inside, she's basically cheering. Because Duke agreed to it, and he's like, "Yes, he can't absolutely hate me, right? Now?" And she's like, "Perfect." So they go stargazing, they have a great time. And they just keep on spending time together. This happens like 2 nights in a row. Poison does sleep outside one night because she just wants to. She feels like sleeping under the stars is not a super bad thing. And yeah, so she sleeps under the stars, and then one person comes back. Dijon comes back. And he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna get you expelled. I'm gonna get you expelled." And he's like, he files a report. "She almost killed me. She tried to kill me." At this point, Poison goes a little bit nuts. She's kind of crazy. And she's like, "He tried to kill me too. He tried to take over my whole entire kingdom. He tried to take my family, well, not my family, my colony, my people away from me." And they both file in their reports. And after that, they go to the hall. And Duke's like, "So you want to throw hands?" And Poison's like, sure, I want to throw hands." And that's where the roleplay ends. Now, I know this was a long video, but guys, I hope you really enjoyed it. If you made it to this part of the video and you liked it, make sure to, well, if you want to watch and you want to like watch it again, like the video or add it to one of your YouTube playlists. And if you like this video, you check out more of my content, you like that content, like, just consider subscribing. I don't post too often, but I'm trying to fix my upload schedule. I really am seriously trying to fix my upload schedule. Also, as always, I'm super sorry for any of the really bad camera angles or anything that got in the way. Bye guys!